Hey, what's up? We are We the Kings. I'm Travis. I sing and play guitar.
I'm Coley. I play keys and guitar.
Hunter, play guitar.
Charles, I play ukulele and banjo.
4 strings.
Bass.
2 less than us.
Fair enough. Okay, so from everything I've seen from you guys throughout the past year or so, I'd say that you guys seem to be taking a different approach with the 4th album that you guys have got coming up, where you've been releasing a new single every month or every few weeks, as opposed to saying, here's a full album announcement, and then here's one single and one song we're going to release off of it. What made you guys decide to go that kind of route with this record?
The biggest change is that we actually got off of our label.
Yeah, we have no label.
It was where before it was like, all right, let's put together this plan and this record, and now it's actually, it seems like a plan. It's actually not even a plan at all. We finish songs and we're just like, oh, we want the world to hear this.
It's very anxious.
So we put it out.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be that it was once a month for 3 months. So we developed this idea of, what if we could release a new song every month for the rest of our lives? Like, that would be so awesome. And as a fan, and it's kind of influenced off Charles, because he releases a new video every single day for his YouTube channel, and it's a snowball effect, so it gains more and more and more people. So if we could do it as a band in that same theory, once a month for every time, it would just be all these people that were really excited for the next month, to see the next month, and then the next month, and the next month, and it would just, after 5, 6, 7 years, people would be like, wow, they've released a new song every single month.
Yeah.
And not that we're going to do that, we still want to respect the idea of releasing full records and stuff like that, but right now it's up to us. We don't have a label, so it's in our control. We are the captains of our ship, and for now we've just been releasing the 3 new songs that we did April, May, and June.
Nice. Very cool. So actually going on to questions relating to those songs, so I read that the single Just Keep Breathing was about how you were bullied as a kid, if I read that correctly.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate a little bit more on the meaning of that song?
I still, bullied as a kid, I still get bullied. No, I mean, it was a song that I've really been wanting to write for a really long time, that I think a lot of people could relate to, because in this day and age, kids are so influenced by other people and by other kids. You know, when somebody, is getting bullied at school, it's just like everybody else kind of gets behind the bully so that they don't get bullied. And it's this weird, vicious circle of events, but it ends up leaving somebody in the dust. Yeah, so because I went through that as a kid, having red hair, and this was even before the word ginger was ever created, so like I couldn't imagine going through like elementary school with that word. I mean, it's just, it sucks and it's horrible, and people don't really know what they're doing at that age. But I wrote this song as kind of an anthem for all like the underdog kids who have been bullied their entire life, that to realize that there is another tomorrow, and that all you have to do is essentially just keep breathing, just get through the day, and that there's a promise of a better light at the the end of the next day.
Imagine what Coley went through, having sideburns in elementary school.
He probably had the worst.
Even my teacher used to make fun.
So what were the other 2 songs, Find You There and Any Other Way, written about? Like, I mean, you don't have to delve, you can delve in as deep as you want with this.
Find You There was a song that I was going, I dated the same girl for 8.5 years, and after we broke up a couple years ago, I was kind of like in this kind of purgatory place of like, do I start looking for another girlfriend, or like how do you even like restart? And Find You There was based on, if I'm a good person, if I continue to be the person that I've always meant for myself to be, that person that I'm looking for, that soulmate, that one and only will be there. And it will come in a time that I'm ready for it. So Find You There is all about finding that one special person that really completes you in the right amount of time. And Any Other Way was a song we actually did for the Iron Man 3 soundtrack. So we got to write like a really like intense song. We're all fans of Iron Man, and it was fun for us just to kind of write a song that made sense with that movie. So that was that.
Very cool. Was that song on the soundtrack only, or was that in the movie itself?
No, we were actually 3 days late from getting it onto into the movie. So they actually, when we were doing like the contractual stuff for that, they were just like, yeah, we're not going to be able to accommodate you guys on the soundtrack. And I was like, well, I mean, so technically it's still our song, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, so we can release it as our song, and they're like, yeah. And so now we have a song that was written for the soundtrack, but it still sounds like We the Kings, and it's a fun song to play live, and
Nice.
and it's all ours, which is cool.
Very cool. Will you guys be playing it tonight?
Oh yeah.
We will. We're actually doing something special.
We'll be
on this
filming
tour.
it. Yeah.
We filmed the crowd,
Nice.
and we're making like a live music video.
Cool. Very cool. So
With
what?
clips of Iron Man just shooting.
Tony Stark just
We should
like
come out
flies.
dressed as Iron Man. Get the cease. Sir, could you please stop?
Do it.
The
So
Steel Man.
yeah, what would you say has the process been like recording these new songs, or if you want to call it the fourth We the Kings album, as opposed to recording a record like Sunshine State of Mind or any other record you guys have put out in the past?
Every record that we've done before, we've always we've written and recorded the record, and then about a month later, we're just like, damn, I wish we would have like switched this up or changed this. With the fourth record, we've been writing it over a course of maybe like 4, 5, 6 months, and we've been overseas for 2 of those months. We've been, you know, on the Summerfest tour for what will be 2 months. We went to Brazil. We had all these college shows, so we've been kind of writing, recording, and then going on a tour. And the writing and recording, what that does is it gives us an opportunity to kind of revisit the songs that we've been writing. And so, for example, like, and the recording process has been really weird. Like, he did his parts in Connecticut, he did his parts in Sarasota. I sang in a studio in Burbank. He sang in a studio, or he recorded his guitar parts in North Hollywood. It's like, it's been all over the place, but it's been really cool because everybody can, you know, kind of put in their own flair of what We the Kings sounds to them. So, you know, obviously we say like, hey, this is a song, this is how it's played, but put your spin on it. So every new song from We the Kings really sounds like the 5 of us putting in our attitude into it.
Yeah.
And it's cool too because, in my opinion, like when you do something over and over and over and over again, it becomes monotonous. You kind of don't hear the song as a song,
Yeah.
and you just hear what you're hearing. But when you pause and then step back and then come back to it, you're like, oh, we can add this, and you can do this, you can tweak this, and I think it's probably.
We're even changing up the set a little bit, like as we've been almost a month on this tour. You know, it's nice to like sit and like actually be able to, well, let's change these 2 up just to make the flow sound a little better. So it's nice to kind of, like you said, like revisit the song.
Yeah.
And
Just
we'll
like,
probably
let's
get
do
it
this
right
concept.
on the last day of tour.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
It's,
Probably be like, oh, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
yeah, it's really amazing how far, if you think about it, how far technology has really brought us with the fact that people can record a song or an album in 5 different parts of the country or 5 different parts of the world and then bring it together.
Back
And
to
you
the
can.
tour bus now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it's incredible.
And of course, we would love to be able to all sit in one room and collaborate for 3 months and just really have like, you know, the engineer do it. But like, we care so much about touring. You know, we care so much about seeing our fans and now that we're an international band, it's like we could tour for 365 days a year and not hit the same place twice. And that's like, that makes recording a record really difficult because you have to find the time to get into the studio to write the songs that you've been writing for the past 2 years and that you love and that you want the world to hear, but you have to find that moment to where you're not touring, you're not seeing a region of the world in order to do so.
Absolutely. So, speaking of the Summerfest tour, when the lineup for that tour came out, I was impressed because there was such an eclectic lineup with Breathe Carolina and T.Mills and Ready Set and Keep It Cute and all these different bands. What do you guys look for in artists when you're choosing openers or co-headliners for a tour?
It's all different in what season we're playing it. Like right now is summer, so there's a lot of festivals. There's the Warped Tour, which you know we've supported for a really long time, but we're not on it this year. So the Warped Tour is king of it. You know, the Warped Tour has, you know, the pop bands, the rock bands, the hardcore bands, the metal bands, the hip hop, the rap. You know, they have everything all into one tour with about 70 or 80 bands. So we wanted to do that on a smaller scale. That's why it's called the Summerfest. It's a festival style tour with 5 bands that don't sound anything alike. You know, we wanted it, and it helps for the ADD generation of kids that it's like the fans that are like, oh, this band doesn't sound like this band, and that's a good thing. And it's a good way for them to find new music. And
your ears aren't tired by the time the headliner comes out.
Everybody's getting so much new music thrown at them, like, and it's just, and people have to digest it so quickly, and especially if it's the same kind of music. It definitely, no, that's awesome. So the next 2 questions I ask to every artist that I interview. So the first one is, what kind of message would you like fans to walk away with after listening to your music?
Positive.
One and only, like one message?
It can be anything you guys want. It can be simple. It can be diverse. It could, or it could be complex.
I mean, we say this on stage, but the reason, and a lot of times this kind of idea gets lost, but the fans don't know this, and it's the reason that we are able to even sit here and do this interview right now, to be in San Francisco, to be able to tour, is because people are coming out to the shows. If they didn't come out to the shows, we couldn't be here. You know, we wouldn't be here, and we would have to cancel the tour. So when they're out there and they're just like, oh my God, thank you for coming, it's like, it's kind of the same. We're like, thank you for coming, because you guys are the reason that we're here, which makes them, you know, in an idealistic world, like, they are just as much part of We the Kings as we are.
Yeah.
You know, they are the rock stars, like, to us, because the reason that we're here is because of them, and the reason that they're there is because of us. So it's this cool thing that goes full circle, and because, you know, we all believe that music is like one of the only things that still fucking makes sense these days. It helps, and it feels good to have, you know, right now, hours and hours and hours before the show, there's a huge line of people waiting to see the show, and that's really something special, that we've always had a really good following and a really loving and supportive, you know, caring fan base and friendship that we have with these people, because they're making all of our dreams come true, and they're making it, you know, the opportunity for us to tour over and over again, they're making it all possible.
Very well said. So the next question is, what does music mean to you?
I think music means something different to everybody.
Yeah.
Music to me means getting a girlfriend. For real. I started a band to get a girlfriend back when we were kids, and it worked at the start.
Music to me is just the journey I'm on. I'm going. It's just life.
It's great. It's just the passion that I have to, you know, be up on stage and you see the fans going crazy, to have all of us like smiling, looking at each other like, are you fucking kidding me? We're doing this right now. But it's life now. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's life.
I think each of us, ups and downs, and just kind of like what Coley said, the adventure and just doing it together, I think is probably what it means to me the most.
And about finding girlfriends.
And finding girlfriends.
Did I mention it was
was that clear?
Yeah. You guys heard it here first. If you want a girlfriend, start a band.
That's the absolute truth.
Okay, cool. And the last question I've got is, after Summerfest tour, what are the future plans for We the Kings right now?
We're going to finish the said 4th record. We are going to, I believe, Australia. Find You There, which is one of the new singles that we released, is massive over there right now. It's like top 10 on the radio.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's weird because we're so far away that we're not really, like, we don't really feel it. You know, we hear, you know, everything that's happening with it being like the most added songs on the radio and all this stuff, but because we're not living in Australia and that we're not there at the moment, we don't really feel.
We live it through Twitter.
We don't really feel the response until we actually go over there. So I'm sure when we go over there and we play the song and people are just like dying over that song, it's gonna be really like a great feeling.
Yeah.
But until then,
we're doing a 4-year tour with the Foo Fighters and Paul McCartney.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be awesome.
Fighters know.
So anyone has Paul knows.
Anyone has Paul's phone number, he just changed his number lately.
They have been returning our emails.
This is a subliminal message to Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins.
Everyone at reply Dave Grohl and tell him to do it. And throw Jimmy Eat World on there too.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Might as well, yeah.
Jim Adkins, come on, call us.
Man.
And we'll headline.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So
We'll play one song on that tour.
We the Kings headlining tour with Paul McCartney, Jimmy Eat World, and Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Cool. Okay. So
I would say that we'd probably do that for one song on that whole tour. If we played one song on that tour, we would do that whole tour.
Paul can't strike his drums because he's playing first.
Yeah, I'm gonna add Coldplay to that as well.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
That's
Cool.
the opening band.
We can get them as like your 1 of 6.
One of 6.
They'll play at doors.
Just outside of the park.
Yeah.
The ultimate new Summerfest.
Best tour ever.
Awesome. And do you guys have a name in the works for the 4th record? I forgot to ask actually.
There's been a bunch that have been shifted around. Sometimes we just wanted. There was one that we were gonna name it 4 to signify that we've gotten to the 4th record, which is so rare for bands these days.
Yeah.
And it would also, you know, let people know that there are 3 others.
Yeah.
But there was one that was called. One of the titles is like Life, Love, and All Things Between. It was kind of all about the lyrical content. I don't know. We haven't solidified anything, but
How about
it will be really good.
Just party of 5.
So like old school 80s sitcom name.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So we don't have a title yet, but we're open to suggestions. So if anybody out there wants to suggest a name for the fourth record on Twitter,
Oh my god.
just go to Apple.
Imagine
Be
what
like
that
fourth
was.
record.
Crow hop
Name it.
cock bun.
Name it just
Penis.
That's
Cock
not a rock
face.
record.
You guys start a campaign, just like name the fourth We the King, hashtag name the fourth We the King records.
And
You would be like, name it We the Kings. We're like, this other band.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to do the interview.
Thank you. Appreciate it.